Nice.
And we're here. Man.
Oh, by the way, it is chicken.
Oh, the sandwich. Good.
Oh, you found out? Great.
Oh,
Got
sure.
my-
Okay,
They
cool.
call me chicken ranch.
But is it a
because I make
panini?
Chicken dressing.
It technically is a panini, I guess. Because it has been grilled.
It has been grilled. Okay, well then it's a panini. I don't. Oh wait, you guys had this conversation.
We had
didn't
this
you, last time?
conversation.
The saga continuing.
The Ouroboros eats its own ass. The Oro. They are
Ouroboros
here.
eats its own panini.
Ooh, don't you be a meanie.
Are you gonna be to go? Oh no! I just hit repeat on my alarm. No, I don't want that.
I
Stop.
want to hear it again.
Alarm again.
Yeah.
Let me hit that hot track again.
If my Garfield show.
Here's
alarm
your
goes
Garfield show alarm because you were epic.
If my Garfield show alarm goes off, do you think we're gonna get copyrighted by Twitch?
We've played it before.
We have. That's true. Oh jeez.
All right, we all congregated?
Yes, of course, and I would never put a meme on the stream. I'd never
Of course,
put a
never.
meme on. It's just a little Easter egg for anybody who watches later.
Oh no!
It's a surprise.
All right.
That's a surprise tool we'll use for later. Yeah, I think without further ado, we can start. So, first and foremost, welcome everybody back to Starless Nights. It's been a month. It's been a hot minute.
They don't need to know. It's been no time at all. We never
It's been-
take a break.
I eat, sleep, and play Starless Nights. That's pretty much all I do. Yeah, our backlog is extensive. You can tell.
Mel hasn't let us leave for 20 hours.
Yes. By the way, here's your sippy cup of orange juice.
That panini was the only thing
She's
I've eaten
holding
for
us at
days.
gunpoint.
You have to share.
All right, come on, we gotta go.
Yeah, the return of the campaign. Thanks for sticking with us. Sorry about it taking so long. Oh, that's cute. And I think, without much further ado, we're gonna get into it. So like, what happened? What is this campaign about, actually?
Don't remember.
I forgot.
Never remembered.
I don't speak English.
Something about a sleeping giant. Who
I can
fucking
read,
knows?
so there's I have a bullet point here that says mystery wood and then like 20 dots. So at some point we came across some wood that we didn't recognize. And
what
then I
would
have
you
another
like?
bullet point that says magic missile equals clear the boys.
Not wrong.
That's all I got.
I think
It does-
that note is in every D&D Wizard's book, actually.
Clear the
That's
void.
the actual spell for Magic Missile. The full title is Magic Missile Clears All
Yeah,
the
that's
Boys.
just in the that's
That
just in the
sounds like a
compendium.
dope band name.
God, hell yeah! Clear all the
Yes.
boys coming to your local amphitheater this fall.
So Mel, what actually happened?
Well, let's get into that. Recap real quick. Oh, Gwen, do you have something funny to say?
Yeah, I kind of did. If I can find it real quick.
Okay, yeah.
I did post it in chat. God, why do I have to scroll up so far?
Qurth, I swear to fucking God, if you do this,
What do you
Posted
mean?
A lot of memes in here
Qurth, if
for
you're
the
not,
past 2 weeks.
you're not gonna do that to me again. Qurth, you can't do this
Course
to me
it's
again.
evil, come on.
Just don't look.
I have to look.
Okay, I found the image.
Qurth, you're not allowed to cackle.
Okay, I did have this from the last session. As I don't remember what any of it means, but I'm sure it's important.
Okay, hold on, let me.
Oh shit, that's
Oh
actually
yeah,
important.
the
Oh,
flow
yeah,
chart.
good.
Oh, thank God, you Gwen.
I wrote
Yeah,
that
that's
down.
actually really important. This is an important flowchart that I almost forgot. Oopsie. Yeah. So then let's get into the recap. Thank you. Thank you. Before a void devoid of light, before a day devoid of night, before the cold of evening last, you all press on against the past. Last time on Starless Nights, a lot happened. Our heroes were awoken into a world that they thought they had left behind. Above ground on the outside of the city of Flagstone, the party roused to consciousness just in time to witness the end of the world as they know it. After a bout of confused conversations, the party watched the stars vanish from sight once more before the entire sky was blotted out by a massive, shimmering figure made of glowing metal, the same type of crystals that are housed in the party's bodies, and a single, unblinking iris. This being, upon declaring that the party were not the individuals they requested, ripped the world to shreds with the power of its own voice, bringing the party back to the real situation at hand as they were broken out of the vision. I was expecting that to be you, Qurth. Upon snapping back into the present, the party dispatched several of the metallic creatures they had been encountering throughout the journey, although these ones seemed to be slightly more advanced. After a hard-fought battle, they were approached by Chancellor Zezo, the headmaster of Curio's Academy. And after a brief discussion, Zezo offered them the services of the Academy, asking them to stay and rest should they so choose. And during this period of rest, the party began tending to some duties that their so far busy and violent journey left unattended. Percy and Auraleia had a conversation about their pasts and about sort of the current situation they were in that left Percy a little less that left Auraleia a little less talkative than Percy may have initially thought, and in which Percy offered that the rest of the party, when this was all over, could maybe head over to her house for a lovely dinner. Jubilee and Romeo themselves had a conversation after Jubilee had finished doing some of her research for the day, looking into the Dreadnought and trying to figure out what exactly was going on with it. Meanwhile, Romeo was busy trying to write a letter to someone who we learned to be his younger brother back at home, who tends to the geese that they keep together. And after that brief conversation, we had Try speaking with Winnie, Dr. Flynn Drago, getting her assistance with their memory and the amnesia that they had kind of developed. During the process of the conversation, we learned that Aurora and Winnie have a past together and grew up together. And just as Winnie is finally starting to get to the core of what could be Try's issues, Try is interrupted by the spirit that inhabits them, and is told that they will be a vessel for destruction and wrath eternally, and that pain and sorrow will follow them and the rest of the party wherever they go. Also, we learned that Try had a name before they lost their memory, Oro. O-R-O, which is now the current mantle that they are taking. Let's see, what else happened during last episode? God, there's so much.
There was a lot of happening.
A lot happened. Auraleia is contacted by Winnie just shortly after she'd finally gotten herself relaxed and situated into a bath, and is brought to the infirmary where she has to hold down a struggling Elvira, the goblin that she had permanently crippled during the first fight the party had on their journey. After talking with her a little bit and trying to essentially calm her down, Auraleia left feeling probably a little worse for wear than when she had entered. Percy and Romeo made contact with Professor Marm, who they learned over the course of their time with him that he is, he's the headmaster of engineering and arcana at the academy, and Percy and Marm proceeded to work together on a replacement, hopefully, for Romeo's dispatched leg, and
a brace.
A brace for, yes.
Not cutting his leg off.
No, we're not removing the leg. Well...
Yeah.
No.
I hold a gun.
Romeo learned a little bit... What do you mean, yet? Romeo learned a little bit of personal information about Professor Marm after discussing the condition that his brother is in, being one that Marm himself actually is similarly afflicted by. A stony affliction that slowly kind of coalesces over the skin and slowly begins to petrify the individual afflicted with it, which Marm identified as a curse that is also somewhat of a disease in and of its own right that is caused by excessive amounts of hatred, and refused to elaborate further on. Well, not refused, just kind of didn't. Jubilee, after performing more research, found that there was a connection between the strange magic of these crystals that were embedded in the party's body and some mysterious source of power, energy, called resonance, which can apparently replicate the effects of magic. Oro also spoke briefly with Dorian, and they were basically told that their value was more intrinsic to who they are currently than whatever their past may be. And with that, I think that's a relatively good recap. Quite a lot happened, so I'm sorry if I forgot anything.
A lot happened.
Thanks, Qurth.
I was about to say my stream joke is bad, but then Qurth is allowed to do that, so
No,
like...
go ahead, make your fun joke.
Oh no, it's on the stream. You'll see.
Okay, good.
I found out how to put images on top of the stream.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
No, it's subtle.
Become too powerful.
No, it's very subtle, and I'm getting rid of it now. Now that the recap's over.
Now that the recap's over. Okay, and with that, I think after spending 10 minutes on that, we're going to cut to the beginning of the session, which is in a place that you will find very familiar.
Don't like that.
Familiar.
We've never been anywhere good ever.
No,
Nope.
I don't want to wake up again. No.
Oh, God damn it.
I thought you didn't want us, shitbag. Put us back.
Oh, that's not the right one. Oopsie.
Oh, I thought you were the map for a second. I'm like, wait, no.
Is he gonna romance me now?
Yeah.
Sleeping giant, it's too soon.
You all...
At least take me on a date first.
You all awaken. Again this time. Only now you're in a slightly different position than before. You are all situated just outside of a cabin that overlooks a forest. And is about a couple miles out, probably, would you say, Romeo?
Oh, you're doing this? You're doing fucking this? Okay.
Not even a couple. I would say like maybe about half a mile. You can kind of see the city of Flagstone in the distance as you sort of look through the windows of this house facing forwards. You're all situated at a table, which is strange, Romeo, because you remember this table being significantly smaller, since you only really need to accommodate for you. And what's your brother's name again? Remind me.
His name's Cassius.
Cassius. And you are all just sitting here in this eerily calm moment. The sky outside is dark, and there are no stars. And you're not entirely sure if that's because it is overcast, but this chill wind sort of creeps through the cracks and faults in the cabin. There aren't that many. You're a pretty good craftsman, Romeo, but there still are several. And in this dim lighting, candle lit, sitting across this oaken table, looking at each other, you all awaken at the same time.
Oh no, not again.
Blank.
Well, we know it's not
Blink.
real this time.
Blink.
It's not real this time, for sure, yes.
Maybe if we sit still.
What the hell?
Romeo?
Pushes back in his chair, gets up. What the-
Romeo?
I-
You were here for the last one, weren't you?
Yeah, I get that, but we were out in some random field somewhere. This is my house.
Oh. What?
The table isn't this big, but this is my house.
Romeo, actually, can you roll me an intelligence check real quick?
Of course.
And also, does my arm work in this, or does it?
He's
No,
fucking freaking the shit out.
You still looked as you were when you went to sleep last night.
Okay. Oh, that is a little bit more concerning, I do have to say.
Romeo, I need that in check. Please.
No, do you want to screen? I rolled it. Do you want a screenshot? It's very funny.
Okay, sure, yeah, tell me. Show me what it is.
Boy.
That's so funny.
Well, at the very least, stream sees it, so, or recording.
Oh, wow!
He is freaking...
Percy...
Like, at first it was like his chill self, but now he's starting to get a little, wigged out.
Percy, oh, you first.
Can I stand up? Can we move?
Yeah, you can move.
Okay, so we're not at least frozen in place. Sorry, go ahead.
Percy kind of puts her arm on Romeo. Romeo? This is definitely weird, but if it has changed what's happening, then it's not the real thing, right?
Maybe.
If the table's not right, then it's not the real place, right? So your family or whoever lives here, they're not here. They're not in danger.
Wait, or is I have to know if he's here.
Maybe we should stay still so we don't encounter.
Staying still didn't help us last time.
Yeah, but
It was the entire sky, or I think it makes sense for Romeo to want to find his.
Yeah, Romeo's attempting. I don't know how successful he is to go and go to where his brother's room is.
Okay, I think you both, for a long time, probably when you were younger, shared a room, right?
Yeah,
But
probably.
Ever since a certain point, you moved into separate rooms because you got older and other things happened.
Mm-hmm.
You head to the room where Cassius normally sleeps, and you do not see his room. You instead see the room of your parents, Romeo. It is finely crafted as you remember it to be. There are these dark oaken side tables that sort of are adjacent to this relatively large bed, with a king size mattress, probably some of the nicest things you owned, but your mother and father always, looked after each other and were very doting towards each other, and really all of the niceties of this place were always focused on you and your wellness and the family's wellness. This massive bed that you, I assume, probably had to toss at some point just for cash. It sits there. It is untouched. The pillows are fluffed and soft. The sheets, as you maybe walk over and touch them, are still warm, as if somebody had just left. You can actually feel the silk between your fingers, and you're just sort of blown away by this, I think.
Yeah, he's just kind of absorbed in everything, I suppose. Everybody else is free to, I guess, do whatever.
We're just gonna get up and walk to the door.
Okay.
Or you were saying something?
Last time, no matter where we really went, I came for us. I was thinking if we just sit here and prepare.
Well, I don't think we can really do anything against it, right? Whatever's taking us here, it's not something that we can fight by just sitting still. It's not like it wouldn't have prepared for that if it literally constructed a world to bring us into.
I just don't want any more surprises.
Well, I feel like waking up here is a pretty big surprise, so...
You all go on ahead. I'll just stay right here if you want to explore.
Jubilee?
She follows you guys.
I don't want to leave someone behind, so...
Okay, so where are you all going? Auraleia, you're going to the door, right?
Yes, I'm opening it and I'm looking out at the sky and the area around us.
And Percy and Jubilee, where are you going?
I'm staying here with Oro.
And Jubilee's also staying?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Auraleia, you open the door to the cabin and you stare out towards the city of Flagstone. And it is immaculate. And it is empty. These towering buildings that crest the skyline from where you're situated. Before you were up on this massive hill that was sort of overlooking, but now you are in a humbling position. These buildings of brick and red shingles just sort of coast up and up and up until they meet the light of the moon. And you see, actually, now that you're looking out at the sky, there are stars. They're just sort of covered by this like thick layer of cloud. But this is not the city as you remember it, Auraleia. There are some things missing. Some buildings that just aren't either fully built or are standing where they weren't. Some things that are still in development that you can kind of recognize as buildings that you saw when you were coming in. A couple of stalls in the market aren't where they're supposed to be.
Is our Aura heading outside or just looking out the door?
I'm going to shut the door behind me, actually, and walk out a little further.
Oh, okay. Well, Percy just said that she doesn't want people to split up, so if Jubilee's staying with Oro, Percy's gonna be like, you make sure if Romeo doesn't come back in a little bit, make sure he's okay. I'm gonna go follow her. And just kind of like gets up and like hurries after her, like, oh god.
Okay. Let's actually address Jubilee and Oro for a second. So Jubilee, you and Oro are sort of sitting at this table, and you're just kind of patiently waiting there for Romeo, and you can hear movement in the house, but you don't see anything. You look to your left, probably like suddenly kind of jolted to alertness as you think you hear something approaching, but when you look, there's just nothing in the hallway. But you still hear these floorboards sort of creak towards you.
Romeo, is everything all right?
Romeo, how are you doing?
Romeo's just really absorbed in taking in the house as it was, in a sense. All this shit that he hasn't seen in a while, because it either got thrown out because it got broken, or he had to pawn it, or, just over time shit went.
Yeah. Remind me, was it your mother or your father who did the lumber work? I think it was
my
your
mother.
Right?
My mother was
yes. I think as you're looking around you see a couple of items that you had to get rid of for just funds and stuff, but a couple things that were broken. One thing that I don't think have gotten rid of yet, even though it probably is worth quite a lot. You see your parents' anniversary gift. Your mother carefully and cautiously had worked on this for weeks before handing it to your father. It is this little goose made out of wood. It is ornate and just absolutely beautiful. The craftsmanship is superb. It's probably the nicest thing she ever made. The wings move. If you wind it up at the back, it'll occasionally blink a couple times and do some like sort of janky movements. It is beautiful, and it is something that you, I think, still hold to this day as maybe a reminder. And as you do that, you hear a voice, and it's a familiar voice. It is the voice of your mother. And she sort of groggily mumbles to herself, "Child, you can't be waking us this early." And before you can respond, you hear your own voice, but it's not you. It's not you currently. You still hear the sounds of these like higher notes and these tones of innocence and carefreeness. I'm echoing through somebody, I don't know who, but I would appreciate it if they could maybe. Thank you. And you hear yourself say, I'm sorry. Cass just had a bad dream, and you can hear a sharp exhale and can imagine yourself puffing out your own chest. I tried to deal with it, but he's kind of being a baby about it. Could you maybe help? And you feel the sheets shift under your fingers and the creaking of floorboards as you hear footsteps leave the room.
He puts his head in his hands and rubs his eyes. He's like, this is a real mean trick. This is a really mean trick to do to me.
Let's jump back to Percy for a second. Percy, you are running after Auraleia.
Yeah.
And you are now, they're sort of like, outside of your little log cabin, Romeo, there's this little, it's not really a hill, it's more of an incline that sort of peaks over a slope that goes down. And Auraleia, you've been sort of walking towards it and looking out over the city. And Percy, you recognize what you see before you from your childhood. This is the city you grew up in, but this is not the city as it currently is. This is over a decade ago now, most likely, how the city once looked.
Could I try to get a more accurate read on time frame on it? I guess it was just over
a little over a decade ago. I think it'd be a little harder to place specifically.
Exactly. Okay, but over a decade. Okay. Oh, that is freaky. Aura, can you please wait? Please, I don't walk as fast as you do.
Why are you following me?
Because I don't want you to be alone in the weird dream world. Come on.
If that place really is Romeo's home, then I have no intent of sticking around and snooping in it.
You're very valid in that. But also, please don't go wandering off in the giant dream, at least like buddy system. Come on. You know
the creature's going to come, don't you?
Yes.
Whatever that thing was in the sky?
Probably, yes. And why would I let you be alone when it comes?
If it's going to come, then we might as well just get it over with. She sort of looks around and just sort of kind of yells to the sky, like, I know you're listening. Are you done playing with us yet? Because I'm really fucking tired of all of this shit, yeah.
You do not hear any response, save for the whistle of the wind through the treetops.
God damn it. Just go back, persecution.
No.
Why?
I wouldn't want to be alone out here when if it comes back, or if anything different happens, or if anything happens at all. I don't want to leave you behind, because I wouldn't want to be left.
They need you. The other three, they need you. Just go.
I don't think anyone needs. I'm not like some grandstanding wizard. They have each other, and if I go back there, you will have no.
I've gotten this far.
You have, but just because you've survived so far doesn't mean you have to live like you're living. Weird shit's happening, Aura. Weird shit. I remember. This isn't just Romeo's old stomping ground. This is my city. I remember all this stuff.
So we're back in time?
I'd say about a decade. The architecture seems... Yeah. Or at least a memory of the time. It means it's probably not all Romeo, because as much as he's a very competent man, I don't think he remembers all the intricacies of the farm, the markets over there, and all the buildings and architecture. So I don't think it's just his memories. Say this like I have like a theory or anything for what it is. I have no idea. I'm just saying.
Let's pop back over to Jubilee and Oro. You two are still situated at this table, and you keep hearing these creaking noises coming around, and like this mumbling from different parts of the cabin, but otherwise it's pretty quiet. What are you two doing?
I'm not sure how to respond to any of this.
Well, I don't... Romeo didn't really respond. I think I might go after him if you wish to join me.
Yeah, I'll come too.
I just want to make sure he's okay.
And you two walk back the hallway, and I think it might take about... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It wouldn't hurt to explore somewhere he's already explored. As long as he's seen it, it's probably nothing new or scary.
And I think after about a minute of sort of like walking through and trying to find where Romeo's voice is coming from, you come across this same bedroom, and see him kind of... Are you at this point like sitting on the bed, or are you just crouched next to it, touching the sheets, or what are you doing? How you vibing?
Vibes rancid.
Vibes absolutely
Vibes
rancid.
absolutely rancid at this point. Probably, you know that thing when you're like knelt down next to a bed and you got your head on it, kinda?
Oh, yeah. Like with your arms sort of, your elbows up on it, and you're just sort of got your head in your hands? Yeah. This is the closest you've been to praying in years.
But he even thinks about that for a second, and he's like, pfft. Yeah, I'm not gonna start praying now, in his head. If there's a god, they wouldn't put me through this shit.
And you two see Romeo just sort of kneeling there by the bedside. What do you do?
Oh, thank goodness. Oh.
Hey, do you know what's like going on around here? There's a bunch of like creaking and stuff all over the house, like someone's walking around, but it's just us.
I don't know. Wish I could tell you. Guess it's just haunted by the ghosts of my past. He says that and he gives that little smirk, but the smile does not reach his eyes at all.
Oh, well, is there anything we need? Have you seen anything that's like something that could get us out of here? Or are we just to sit down and wait it out?
Well, I haven't seen anything yet that looks like a key to get out of the dream dimension. All I can put together is this isn't my house from now. This was my house from 10 or so years ago. A little more.
So more time stuff, I got.
Yeah,
I think I'll just go back to the table. Maybe there's something waiting. I'm
sorry that you were
just kind of
dragged into my mess.
It's not your fault. Aura like looks around and kind of twiddles their fingers. Sorry. Aura kind of speed walks off back down the hall.
Jubilee, do you have anything, or Romeo, if you got something?
I probably shouldn't just sit here. I guess look around, see if there's any clue as to how to get out of here. Gets up, stretches, feels his leg, and is like, yep, that's still there. Okay.
It is a little hard, I think, especially to be back in the home that you left behind, and now sort of
it's this very weird moment, especially when he feels like when those two came in, he was like, I still have responsibilities to the world and to everyone.
And you head out to go continue exploring the rest of the house. Jubilee, what are you doing? You going with Aura, or are you going with Romeo? What you up to?
Just following.
Okay, so you're
probably
Romeo?
following Romeo around. He's actually moving about.
She is guest.
Let's pop back over to Auraleia and Percy then. So you are both staring out over this almost photograph of this town, this moment captured in time. And Percy, you can't help but realize just how empty it is. And it not empty in the sense of it's late. It is empty. There is not a single person moving around. And even this late at night, early in the morning, you imagine you would see somebody. And then you actually do, as you and Aura are continuing to have your less than amicable, I'm going to say, conversation, you see a figure. And this figure seems to sort of appear impromptu of nothing. Your eyes are scanning the buildings in Flagstone, and as you sort of look back over, you see someone or something that looks humanoid in shape.
Is it tall?
It is tall. It is taller than a normal person. It's about 7 feet tall, wearing this like dark gray cloak and this covering up what you can see as this glittering gold sort of arm
Aura.
chassis. You're
step
not sure.
in front of Percy and draw my.
No, it's her. Come on, we have to go. Percy grabs
What?
Aura's arm and starts pulling. Come on, man.
What?
That might be her.
Who?
My mentor. She's not gonna recognize me if it's 10 years in the past, of course, but oh, come on. Percy is grabbing her arm and just kind of moving towards where she saw.
I guess I'm not fighting it. I'm just. Can I get a closer look at this person?
Sure. That it is. By the way, Percy, you are spotting this like a good mile in the distance.
Percy goes, "Oh, I know that shot."
Oh, I know that. I know that silhouette from anywhere. Aura, you can't really get as good a good look. You mostly see like the dark gray cloak, but you do see like this glittering metal underneath it. And so you're just sprinting towards.
Not sprinting. Percy doesn't sprint. Speed walking though.
Speed walking. Okay, you speed walk with a purpose.
Yeah.
Towards her. Auraleia, do you follow?
I'm being dragged.
I mean, there's not a lot of pressure being exerted here, but she does have your sleeve.
Are you just going along then?
I have no choice in the matter.
Okay. Percy, you see this figure as you're approaching, and this is like far in the distance, but they look at you, cock their head to the side, and then sort of turn away with the flash of the cape, and they start moving further into town.
Copper.
They don't respond. They are still at quite a distance, mind you.
All right.
And even though your voice is the only thing on the wind, you feel it echo back against the tall buildings.
It feels weird calling her that, but if it's 10 years in the past, then come on. Percy is continuing to follow.
Wait. Persecution? We don't know if this is real.
Well, it's obviously not, but we haven't seen anybody else, right? So seeing something that's gonna give us more information than nothing. And also it's it's bronze.
If the creature in the sky didn't want us, how do we know this isn't just something that it's doing to get rid of us?
I'm going to be
This
honest.
could be a trap.
If it wanted to get rid of us, it could do the eye thing again in the sky. If it wanted to get rid of us, it could do something other than pull us into random alternate universes 10 years in the past. I'm just assuming. If it wanted us dead, it could kill us. And we're not dead right now. So I'm gonna go talk to my mentor that I haven't seen in a couple months.
I'll try not to intrude as you do then.
Well, I mean, I'd like you to meet her. She's not didn't know anything about me or anything like that because if this time Percy is walking while she's talking, by the way.
Yeah, no, you are making like pretty good progress. Like Auraleia, as you're having this conversation, you kind of like get drawn out of it for a second. You didn't realize how enraptured you were with Percy in this discussion. You're already in town. You've already made like a lot of headway. And because of that, why don't we pop back over to Romeo and Jubilee?
We straight chilling.
Straight chilling.
Just spooky house.
You two are now in the room that Romeo, you shared with Cassius when you were younger. And it is as you remember it. There is a toy box in the corner in between both of your beds that is just covered in these little wooden baubles your mother has made for you. You see Cassius has his own sort of smaller little figure of a duck. It's more ornamental, but your mother just couldn't say no to him after he wouldn't stop asking for weeks after your father received his. And it is mostly undisturbed until you hear something else approaching. You are at this point probably scavenging around, looking under your own bed, that sort of thing, with Jubilee's help. And Jubilee, it's actually you who first hears a voice, and it sounds kind of like Romeo's cadence, but a lot more awkward, a lot obviously younger, a lot less dry, as he says, Cass, you here?
Romeo goes fucking rigid from wherever he's searching at the moment and looks around as if he's going to see something, even though the last time he didn't fucking see shit.
You actually do see something now, Romeo, as you're looking around. You see nothing substantial, but you see these outlines, sort of, and they're in the shape of a small child and what you clearly recognize as your mother, and yourself, obviously. And as you turn to look away from that and look at where Cass's bed is, you see something less than pleasant. You see, instead of an outline, it is this shadow. It is this dark form that seems to crackle and sort of fuzz a little bit. I would compare it a little bit more to TV static around the edges, but obviously that doesn't.
Yeah, that's not something we know, but it's helpful for imagery.
The easiest thing you could probably compare it to is it looks like a hole in the world itself. It is a void where something is supposed to be. And you hear a response from it, but it's muffled. It doesn't really sound like anything to you. You can tell that there are words in there, but the syllables just aren't. You can't process them auditorially. And you watch the outline of your mother walk over to the bed and start gently caressing this young child's form. Jubilee, you see nothing. You were just sitting here watch as Romeo is sitting stock still looking at whatever he's looking at with an intensity and a level of shock in his expression.
I think I can only hear it.
Mm-hmm. You can hear it.
I'm not seeing what's going on.
He tries to rub his eyes to try and get it to go away, opens it, it's still there, and it's
It's still there, and as your mother continues to hum softly to this dark form, you see it begin to move. Or rather, not move, it's more like it's spreading.
Should we go into a different room, Romeo? Is this
now
not...
Jubilee, now you can see this dark form, not the outline of Romeo and his mother, but this dark form as it starts to crackle. And as your mother continues to sing that sound, Romeo, it becomes hollow and absent as this darkness spreads over the outline of her form.
No.
Then as that happens, you hear her scream.
No!
And you watch your smaller form run over to her and get consumed by this darkness as well as it continues to expand. And now you are just watching this shadow grow and grow, and it's almost cornering you in this room. What do you guys do?
I can see it at this point, right?
Yeah, you can see it. You can see this gigantic, like, shadowy, fuzzy figure.
Should we leave? I feel like we should leave.
Let me see if this is more appropriate. Nope. Nope, not at all. Not at all. Maybe this?
Whatever you think is more appropriate.
I'm trying to find something. I guess this is the best we got. Yeah, this is the best we got. Sorry. So yeah, what do you say in response, Romeo?
He, like, I think is barely hearing Jubilee and is just staring in shock, kind of breathing heavy, and is like, why are you doing this? I don't...
There is a hand, Romeo, and it starts to outstretch itself from the form in front of you, and it is just closing in on you slowly, just inching towards you, and you feel this like crackling energy between you and it hurts like hell. It feels like your flesh is being torn off of your face. And Jubilee, as you're watching this, these like small bolts of like dark almost electricity, wherever they statically kind of touch Romeo's face, you see a small amount of bleeding. It's like it's literally plucking like these small bits of flesh from his face.
Romeo, I think it's time that we go.
Romeo, this hand is about half an inch from your face now. And it is closing that gap pretty quickly. And you hear Jubilee's voice kind of break through your trance-like state watching this horrific event in front of you. What do? Do you stay or do you go?
I think once Jubilee's voice actually gets louder and actually starts reaching him, his like instincts kick in for a second, and he attempts to like just roll out of the way and off of the bed.
I think I'm not
or
gonna
at
make you
least
roll
he
an acrobatics.
tries to.
Yeah, I think you roll off of the bed, Romeo, and here's what happens. You roll off, you fall on your leg, and you scream out in pain, but you still manage to stumble to your normal, like, functioning leg, and you just grab Jubilee and start hobbling out of the room at top speed and slam the door behind you. With that, let's cut back to Percy and Aura, I think.
Rip to Romeo, but I'm different.
So,
yeah, let's go chase off that figure from my past that I'm excited to meet and see again.
Oh god, here we go.
so you are in town. Percy, you and Auraleia are sort of just briskly walking through the streets, and while it is the lively and beautiful city that you know, and there's a sort of nostalgia to it, it does feel creepy. It feels very
there's no one here. Like, this city is like almost always fucking bustling from as long as I've known it.
But I think that is overshadowed in your mind by
Mentor.
the figure that you are pursuing. Yes,
yeah,
your
she's
mentor.
right.
And you look around the square to see where she is gone, because there is no sign of her, and you spot a half-built building. It is what would become the new barracks for the town watch, and it is cobbled together from the outside. There still needs to be like some bricklaying on the outside, but otherwise it is fully formed, and I assume you walk towards that?
Yeah.
You continue onward, and you are very shortly inside this building. It is a massive, hulking figure against the otherwise like modest looking storefronts adjacent to it. And it is a brick titan effectively. And as you enter, you see a room full with, standard issue guard equipment, a couple barrels that are full with rations and other such things. A couple of reports, but nothing really interesting on them across a guard's desk in the corner that you assume to be oh goodness, I've forgotten her name. Do you remember her name, Qurth? I don't remember her name off the top
I have it
of my
written
head.
down somewhere.
Yes.
It's Catherine Vide.
Yeah, Catherine, the captain of the city guard, and your father's
Wait, Francesca. Sorry, Francesca. Sorry.
Francesca. Yes, Francesca. But that's not what interests you. You see in the corner of the room a trap door that is open and is leading down what you see is like this sort of like ladder structure.
Percy stops there for a couple seconds and then just kind of narrows her eyes at it. I was very gung-ho, but I will say going into a basement is a little bit...
I'm glad you're seeing reason now. We should probably go back.
We've gone this
Auraleia,
far.
that one sleeve of your shirt is now slightly stretched.
You don't have that much grip strength.
You don't have a huge amount of grip strength, but you've been walking for over a mile like that.
I feel like after Aura was like, hey,
Okay,
fine, I'll
fair
follow
enough.
you, she wouldn't have been dragging her
Fair
anymore.
enough.
But I do want to see her again.
This isn't her persecution. You know that, right?
It's not her, but it's a facet of her that I wouldn't otherwise know. I'm going to go down there.
You head down this ladder. You imagine by now it would be quite rickety and unstable, but this had just been seemingly put in, and it is high quality. It feels like it holds your weight and supports you, which is comforting as you descend a lot farther into the earth than you might have originally thought. The air becomes slightly muggy and what's the word? I'm trying to think.
Moist.
Yeah, a little bit moist. It feels like it is boxing you in, kind of, but still you steel yourself and you continue downwards. And as you hit the bottom, thank you, Gwen. You turn around and you see an internal barracks with a secondary office. It appears like this is like a military sort of strategy kind of area, probably for if the town ever needs to like proper defend itself. And you see leafing through the desk. It is bronze. And she is standing, and she looks as you saw her last. She is a slender, tall figure of brass and machine, with these like gilded plates across her face, creating this very narrow and angular frame, a pointed visage with two hollow sockets in the front of it that are filled with these kind of warm amber lights. And she is grabbing like a bunch of random things seemingly from the desk. She's pulling them out at incredible speeds, and she's leafing through documents, and then she looks up at you, and there is shock in her expression, there is joy in her expression, and Auraleia, you cannot probably see any of this because her expressions are very, very subtle and very obviously inhuman. She is deeply, deeply afraid, and she takes the one arm that she has and points at you and says, in a voice that sounds eerily like your own, which you probably expected, you are not what it wants. Leave this place. Go. And as you hear that, there is a rumbling above you. And Oro, Jubilee, Romeo, and Romeo, you are now like kind of sitting at that door, and holding it shut tightly. You can hear this too, as for both the groups of Percy, Auraleia, and you three, Romeo, Jubilee, and Oro, a massive hand, and I mean absolutely massive, rips off the roof overhead above you and grabs you. It is this glittering metal, golden in the light of the moon, that is covered in these gigantic shards of the crystals that you found in your body, and it takes a hold of you and it brings you skyward, up and up and up, until through the cloud line you see approaching a giant red iris, a circle of red surrounded by a shimmering white metal as it observes you.
Like, all of us in the same hand?
In two separate hands that are now
Okay.
sort of coming together.
Percy's definitely speechless.
I think puns might be BRB. Which
Yeah,
is
puns is
unfortunate.
being a BRB. Romeo's just kind of protectively clutching Juby.
And
I'm gonna walk forward and look at this thing.
It is massive. This eye. When I said large, I am not like being hyperbolic. This eye that you see in front of you, now that you're close to it, it is almost impossible to see it as a circle, even, because it is a mile in its diameter. It is massive, and it spans almost the entirety of your vision.
Well, have you had your fun messing with these innocent people yet? Can we go back now?
When you backtalk to a fucking god or whatever the fuck that is.
It does not respond to you.
Percy looks back down towards where Bronze. I assume she can't see anything at all, but like
You can't see anything. You are above
it's
the
too far
cloud
out,
level at
but
this
she
point.
just kind of just looks downwards. Just how? And then she's gonna look back at the eye, and as she's doing that, she's just gonna like dig her nails into the palm of her hand, trying to draw blood.
Okay.
She's gonna be doing that as she's just staring down this eye.
You hear it speak, and the voice of this thing is quieter than you imagined, especially quiet considering that you are now right against it, but you don't feel it on your skin anymore. You hear it echoing in your mind as it begins to speak. Query. Will you depart? Repeat.
The pithy.
Query. Affirmative. Addendum. I have shown you the world that you have left behind. I know from this moment forward the course of your futures. I know of your past. I know of your present. I have seen the outcomes. And while none end well, there is chance for happiness, joy, satisfaction. If you abandon this quest. Addendum. Alternatively, I can end your quest prematurely, swiftly, painlessly. Does that suit your needs better?
I guess without consulting him, Roy's just like, no, I still have things I need to do. I can't die here.
Affirm. Death is not an option.
Is the end of the quest not death?
You see within this gigantic red iris, this lighter hue of red that you can only assume to be like the actual, well, okay, I shouldn't say the iris, because this is the iris. This is where it is looking. And you see this lighter red sort of circle with inside this giant mile-long circle kind of swivel towards you, Percy, as you say that. Affirmative.
You've seen all of it?
Affirmative.
You know what happens?
Affirmative.
What do we choose?
Bitch.
It looks to the sky and then back down. Does not compute.
If you know the
addendum.
answers.
Addendum. Fate is not a straight line. Possibilities and outcomes are not the same as predestination.
So we leave the pithy, or the quest ends prematurely. And you're saying that isn't death?
Addendum. Leaving the pithy is not death. Death will come. However, you will be fulfilled, barring personal judgment on behalf of you.
Do we all have to choose the same thing?
It seems to actually think for a second about that. No. Addendum. If you are to continue, you will face certain death. If you wish to die here, you will face immediate, certain death. If you wish to leave, your death will be delayed. I will spare you and your loved ones, last of all.
She kind of squints her eyes and kind of looks down at her arm where that's still covered in crystals, huh? That's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
Hi,
Hi,
Puns!
Puns!
Hi, Puns!
Do you want an update on where you are?
Puns, things are going bad. Puns, are you please be back, Puns?
All of you said so many things at once, the Discord crashed.
So, Puns, here's what's happened. You are currently in the palms of the gigantic figure that you have been assuming to be the Dreadnought, this giant shining figure with crystals jutting out of it. And it is basically offering you a choice of either leaving and having a fulfilling, positive life, or dying right now. Painlessly.
Oro sits and thinks. Is there a catch?
Well, the catch is that this thing is going to kill all of us eventually, I assume, with its world.
Affirmative.
Is it you who took the stars away?
It sort of like looks back at you again, Percy. Negative.
But did you cause it?
Negative.
Is there two fucking apocalypses happen at once? They should fist fight it out so we don't have to.
Apocalypse battles.
Apocalypse.
I just want to make sure that I have all this straight. You seem to have a lot of information, right?
Affirmative.
We say we want to, or let's say I want to die here. I'm dead. You kill.
Affirmative.
I say that I won't leave the pithy. I'm dead. You kill. Eventually.
Affirmative.
I leave the pithy. We're all dead. Eventually.
Affirmative.
I'm not leaving the pithy.
Acknowledged. The eye swivels robotically between the rest of you four.
You obviously intend to do some things that I can't just abide by, and if you want me away from somewhere, I want to be there. I'm a Vidal. I should die in defense of this place instead of dying in cowardice.
Acknowledged. Your father will not hear of your death until it is too late. And it doesn't elaborate.
Well, if you're going to kill us all anyway, I'd rather be a hero dying alone.
Acknowledged.
And Percy sits down.
The eye swivels wordlessly between the rest of you.
Well, what do you know about me?
It looks to you, Oro, and you hear it hum. It's not inherently musical, although there is like a ring to it. It seems like it's almost processing something, and it after a moment it like its eye swivels back around you as if it's now back at attention, and it says, "You are to be pitied. Make your choice."
What does that mean? What do you mean?
I tire of answering your queries.
I don't... I'll live.
Acknowledged.
Are you... Wait, did you say I'll leave or I'll live?
I think Oro said they would live. which I'm assuming, and I think the eye is assuming, means you're going to stay in the pithy. Yeah. Roob, don't be mean to me. That's not it. This thing isn't here to be your fucking therapist.
Well, it put me through that fucking shit back in the house. It has a.
You fucking
it has
Romeo a therapist.
It owes me.
But
You
Percy,
owe me insurance.
Percy looks at the other. Don't feel bad about taking its option to leave. I know some of you have things that you would rather be doing when you die, if that is the only end to see. Make a decision.
Yeah.
There were options.
Percy, look over at Romeo, and he looks beat up because you haven't seen him since the cabin.
I haven't seen him since the
so he
first
looks
cabin.
fucking beat up. There's dried blood on him.
Blood on your face.
He looks.
It looks like. Go ahead.
He looks like a bit horrified. Like some shit clearly happened to him down there, which is why he isn't talking as much as you'd expect him to in this situation. And he seems actually deeply in thought.
Percy actually is gonna go over there.
What, you jump the hands?
I mean, the hands are together. You can just walk.
Yeah,
it's
they're
not stopping you.
Oh, I thought they were just pulled up and a little bit away from each other, but...
No. They are adjacent.
You know,
to each
if there was physical exertion required, you wouldn't be doing it, but...
I wouldn't jump from one hand to the other like miles and miles above the fucking forest floor. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Romeo.
Forest does not.
Huh.
Do you know what you're going to do?
DM piss! DM pit!
Keep going, it's okay. The eye's just sitting there.
I was just chilling.
I didn't even.
This is a lot.
It is.
I didn't know we had options for this.
The option is leave the pithy and die later, stay in the pithy, die eventually, or die now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure as hell not taking die now.
Yes, I don't even really know why it offered that one.
Aura looks to the side.
Oro also looks to the side.
Percy doesn't see either of those things.
Cringe.
Romeo.
I was just given the option of live or die, and I made Oro contemplate either one. I didn't know there was a leave or stay.
I mean...
Nah, it's good.
You have someone to get back to, I know, but...
I'm staying in the pithy.
Percy, kind of looks a little bit surprised at that, actually.
I assume I don't have to explain why to you. You've already dug around in my brain, as you can tell by that stunt down there, but I'm staying.
Affirmative and negative. There is no digging. I am only showing what I am aware of.
Romeo kinda yikes in his own head about that shit. But that'll be unpacked later.
That'll be unpacked later.
We still got two more options.
Or Jubilee. Again,
I mean-
don't feel shame if you wish to spend the time
I mean-
it has allotted us elsewhere.
It just kind of seems like the only real option that's available is to fight it so that none of these outcomes happen.
Percy gives a little smirk at that one, like.
I mean, none of what it said is good.
None of what it said is good as all.
None of what this has said is like a good outcome. So I'm gonna pick the one where that none of that does happen because we stop it.
Affirmative.
Yeah,
Your
just
goddess
confirm
will
we can
not
beat
be
you.
spared.
What? The whole goddess? What the fuck?
And then Auraleia, its vision now swerves back over to you, and it is staring at you without, like, moving.
How close is the eye to us?
Oh no.
Oh
It's
no.
still quite.
Oh no.
It is a ways away. I understand what you want to do. It is far away. It is at least like half a kilometer away.
Damn.
Percy is going.
You're not jumping the eye. I'm sorry.
Percy to see that it is focused on Aura now and just kind of like hobble over that direction.
I hold out a hand to make her stop, and I walk forward, like to the very tippy tip of the fingers, just so I can be as close as possible.
Okay.
Which one of the options makes it so I never have to see your ugly mug ever again?
It processes for a second, and then the eye flicks back over to you. None. I am inevitable. I am ever present. I am eternal. And I will be the last thing you see. Regardless of path you take.
I won't let you hurt these innocent people, and I'm going to slam my spear on the ground and stand tall.
You mean on its hand?
Yes. Yes, the ground. It's the ground to me, basically.
So you slam your spear down against this thing. It bounces, and it kind of, even though unfortunately this is a very, very cool and imposing moment, but that sort of cool veneer and poise sort of leaves you as you strike the hand, and the reverberation through your staff knocks you flat on your back.
God damn it now.
I'm sorry.
Let Aura have one cool moment.
Not against the fucking Dreadnought, baby. Its name's the fucking Dreadnought. What are you gonna do? Fight the ship?
And as you get up to your feet and dust yourself off, it looks at you and says, affirmative.
Wait. One thing. Who is who you request?
It stares at you for a long time, Percy, and for a second you might think it didn't hear you. And then, with one last utterance, you are spun back into proper consciousness as it says, individuals stronger than you. And with that,
Bitch.
Alright.
I can't believe its last goodbye was a fucking yeah, bitch. You guys suck.
Bitch.
Yo, we're gonna kick his ass when we're level 20, bro.
yeah.
We'll come back at level 20.
Cool moment, no?
I mean, you don't get a cool moment against the thing that literally's got fucking like hands. It's like pluck, pluck.
I'm sorry, that's just what would happen. That isn't me trying to screw you over, that's just what would happen.
Okay. I know. I'm sorry.
I stares at Percy until it's awkward. sorry, what'd you say? I spaced out there.
I wasn't really paying attention. and you are back at the academy. And the situation you're in is maybe a little shocking. You are all set up on a medical table?
Are you fucking for real? We don't even get a fucking second to process shit.
Not like a medical table as in you're being like dissected or something. You are all set up on a medical table in. Is that playing for anybody else?
Yeah, I hear it.
It's a bit quiet.
Hold on, I'm gonna real quick try and refresh my Roll20 to see if it.
Also, am I still echoing? I don't know why that was happening.
No, you're not. You're not. You're fine.
Okay.
Let's see if it'll play for me now. Okay, good. You were all seated up on this medical table, wearing various forms of what are they called?
Hospital gown.
Hospital gowns. Thank you. Yes. Various versions of that. There are like these like tops that are almost like sports bras, and these bottoms that are just these relatively short shorts. I don't know what amalgamation of that y'all are wearing, but you were wearing
just
these,
the
like...
short shorts.
Yeah, I thought so.
Thanks, Romeo.
A distant memory of earlier today, Romeo being like, "Yeah, I rock this."
You rock this. Okay. Yeah, you were all in various states of dress. I don't know what you all prefer. You were dressed in these garbs, and you hear Winnie's voice sort of as you all sort of come back in. Oh, fantastic! You've all been really, really good about this. Actually, I'm kind of surprised. It's normally a little bit awkward for most people.
Percy puts her head in her hand.
Is something the matter?
Did we do anything in specific?
Sorry?
Did we say anything?
No, you've all been quite quiet, actually. I don't understand that.
5 of us.
Yes.
I look at my hand. Do I have the nail marks on it?
You do.
I take out my hand and I show them to her. When did I do that? Did you see me doing this?
I don't really recall. You're still bleeding? I'll get a bandage for that. And she walks out of the room.
Yeah, Romeo's just fucking staring off into space a bit.
I'm just
there is fucking dried blood on his face.
We're all
He's shirtless, clothesless. There's dried blood on his face. He's fucking zooted.
She was
bad day to be Romeo.
So I'm just going to make sure we all saw the same things there, same as last time. Told us we're all going to die.
Rude.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't think that it was being entirely honest with us.
It had moments where it paused.
Yes, it seemed to be some sort of calculation happening, like some sort of more mechanical thing, which would explain why Bronze was there. Oh my, Bronze was actually... Oh, fuck. That was the person we saw, Aura. That was someone that I've seen recently, and that wasn't their past version.
Their past version?
We were in the past. She was missing her arm. I have that arm here. She was actually there.
Oh.
That's a place.
That's actually a place.
Like
place. And
realm?
if that's a place, it means that is a physical being. And if it's a physical being, it's not all hopeless. I need to do some research once we're out of here.
So Romeo, how are your vibes? What are your vibes?
That's in character.
Oh. I assume things went worse for you lot in the house than it did here.
Oh, well, it seems like you guys just had a lovely conversation that didn't involve visions of your brother and your mother dying. And being attacked by some thing.
I'm sorry, Romeo. No, that's much worse than what we experienced. I'm sorry. I don't know why it was targeting you like that.
God, I wish I knew.
I'm assuming it's going to take.
I wonder if it
turns.
burns. Wonder if it can melt.
I mean, on my theory that it's a physical thing, probably.
Great. Just gotta go and punch God in the face, and then I'll deal with my other fucking problems.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist.
We just have to be stronger than we are currently.
Yeah, I'll just
Percy
go
kinda, like,
pump some
rubs it
weights, and next time it summons me to the hell dimension,
We'll
I'll
just
be
punch
like...
it really hard, yes, we'll just punch it really
Yeah.
hard. I'll shoot some magic missiles at it, I'll do it. It always does it.
Rubs her face again. So we're going to stay here, right? We all agreed that there. Is anyone...
Well,
Does
I
anyone
don't
back
see
me up on
anyone not here.
Yes. Because it wanted... There's no reason... I don't think that's the kind of thing that goes out after us out of the kindness of its own heart and goes, no, it's really better for you if you just leave. It wanted us gone for some reason. So we're doing our best to defy it by continuing on the path that it didn't want. Yes, that's how I'm going to rationalize this. She stretches a little bit like that's not...
Yes, that's my coping mechanism, alright.
Is Winnie almost back?
You can still hear outside of the door, some cursing and things being moved around.
Probably
She's
the
got a
only
lot of
thing
medical
she heard from here, because we're mostly talking amongst ourselves, but she probably just heard a...
Yes, I'm sorry, 1 minute. Oh. She like opens the door and peeks back in for a second. Wait, where'd she get that face wound? Hold on, I gotta get more bandages. Give me a second. Some in the back.
Take your time.
Okay, there's some in the back. I'm just going to have to leave for a moment. I'll be right back. Is that okay?
Yes, it's fine, Gwenny.
Don't fall. Be safe.
Okay, sure. Be right back.
So, were we getting our examination
Yes,
right
it's...
now?
I mean, I assume it's the same thing that happened when we apparently fought a bunch of mecha things.
And we were injured both inside of the other realm and the one that was here during that... I don't think it's the astral plane.
We should just keep, like, a bell on us that's like, ring twice if you're conscious. Anytime somebody asks,
No,
we ring it
it's
twice.
fine. I could tell something was up when she said I didn't say anything during a medical exam.
Yeah, Romeo would have been like doing suggestive faces the moment he had to change his shirt, so...
You know me.
No response. No response.
No, it's just a you know me.
I mean, since
Should
we-
have a bell that's ring if Romeo shuts up. Hey, I got a smile, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
DM, since we are pretty much good and naked right now, can I take a look at myself?
Sure, yeah.
Since we're good and naked.
You're not, like, naked. You have, like, you know...
Basically, though, with barring small clothes, you know?
Yes.
Like,
For examination, so that, you know, she could... Because you were told about this earlier, right? She said shortly after you got here that she would like to do a full, like, examination of you.
Yeah.
So where are you looking specifically? Just everywhere?
The ass out
mostly-
hospital gown.
No, not that one.
Try. You can wear an ass-out hospital gown if you
It might
really
be the
want
only
to.
option for Oro.
It's the
With
only-
how big Oro is.
Oh, you know what? You're so right, actually.
oh
You
no.
wouldn't have anything in your size because you're a big Goliath.
This
Yeah,
is a
no.
dwarf town?
Oh no!
Oh, too short.
No.
I'm looking at the crystals. I'm looking at the crystals.
Okay, you're looking at the crystals. So, Auraleia, you see, these, like just below your ribcage, where, like, the like, top ends, you see, like, little, like, bits of crystal sort of poking out from your ribcage area. Like, basically just, like, from where the bone sort of would be. It's almost like tracing out the, like, outline of the bottom half of your ribcage. And you recall that Winnie had said earlier that it was, like, in your lungs, mostly, so that tracks. Otherwise, there's not a whole lot of growth that you can really notice.
In my ears?
I mean, your ears, there's still the crystals poking out the back and the front, but those haven't really manifested much farther.
Okay. What about everyone else?
So Percy,
What's up?
you are looking now at, like, I assume you're all, like, kind of checking yourselves out now that you're like
crystals,
yeah. Your entire, like, arm now, you can see, like, bits of crystal just poking through, like, several points. Specifically the joints, it seems like there's a lot of crystal around that area. And you also notice that down your... Which arm is the one that doesn't work? Because that's the one with the crystals in it. Left arm? Okay. Down your left side and, like, over across to your groin area, there's just a trail of crystals that sort of, like, comes basically down from your arm, down your armpit, and over there, kind of almost cutting off your leg from the rest of your body. Gwen is not here, so I will not do Jubilee just yet. Oro, pretty much same thing as always. Head.
Fingers?
So head. Fingers, at this point, like, they are basically half-formed fingers. They are legitimately, like, you can feel yourself, and you can kind of, like, bend them. It's like there's a joint in there, so you can sort of manipulate them a little bit better. There's the ones, the like, ones that sort of crown your hairline and the back of your head sort of are jutting out more, so now it looks almost like this, crown of thorns situation kind of going on. Where they just sort of spike up along your hairline. Romeo!
Dun, 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 dun.
Duh, duh. So there's the light dusting that you had before, right?
Uh-huh.
Just across your entire torso. But now, as you look dead in the center of your chest, there is this just huge formation of crystals, jutting out about at least like a centimeter.
Oh, no.
Right where your heart is, where which you were told earlier was where the crystals were, like, mostly manifesting.
Maybe if I touch this, my heart will stop. Probably shouldn't.
I mean, if you tap it, it feels just like normal skin.
Yes, I mean, you were having... Your heart thing happened before the crystal, so... It shouldn't, in theory, be
I don't
too
know,
much
I
of a
figure if there's
detriment.
just a crystal sticking right through my heart and I flick it with my finger, might mess something up.
I don't think so with the nature of the crystals, but to be honest, you're probably better safe than sorry.
Why are both of you considering this right now?
Well, if I don't explain why, I mean, I feel like we need to know the level of danger that we're in at any given point, and the vulnerability of a heart is pretty important.
I just say whatever comes out of my... I say what I think out loud.
Yes, also, I want to make sure we're on the same page with how things work.
So, Jubilee, what are you doing?
Does heart, crystal, heart...
Is Romeo in danger?
Is Romeo in mortal danger?
Yes,
no, I mean,
right now.
Well, from what you've, like, noticed about the crystals before, they're pretty sturdy. You can't really remove them. So as far as you're concerned, it's basically like kind of innate armor, kind of, sort of. It's better than not having it in theory. Oh, you trying to pry it out?
No, God, no. Jokes.
Okay, your fun jokes.
What if?
You don't hit your own AC, I'm sorry.
Bro!
Bruh. I dodged too quick. Quick to hit myself.
And Jubilee, for the most part, the crystals on you are the same as they were before, for the most part. There's not a whole lot, like, visible. You notice now that there is, like, a lichen kind of growing out of your hair?
Oh, neat. Lichen.
What the hell is a lich? Oh.
We just had like fucking experience with God, or someone who said he was gonna kill God.
Cool, a lichen! I think Jubilee has something with her that is like...
She has something
looks at a
with him.
plant and just immediately forgets everything. Dopamine.
Plant dopamine. It's like a fungus, but not.
I haven't asked this before. Okay. I'm glad we all know what lichen is now. You didn't do this before, right?
No. I
Leaves
don't...
were coming out of you.
No, I mean before we met up.
Before I left? No, not particularly.
Cool. I assumed you didn't grow leaves beforehand because I think you probably would have said that. But I did remember that I didn't ask, so I did want to, just clear things up.
A lonely acorn falls out from the back of your head and just sort of...
I don't understand.
I could talk
Hey,
to animals.
Wait, if we
before,
plant this,
but-
do we get a second Juby?
I'm going to pick that up
You
and
pick up,
put it far away from Romeo.
you pick up the nut and you put the nut somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
I thought it
I'll
was
add that to my inventory.
I thought it was...
No, you're putting it in your
obtained.
inventory, okay.
Yeah, I'll put it in my inventory. Fuck
Write that down.
it. Alright.
I thought it was
Acorn
pronounced
brush.
lichen.
But lichen sounds better.
That's fair.
Ain't liking those funny werewolves.
I have another
Oh,
question really quick. Do I have any more eyes? Forgot that this was something I need to be concerned about. Do I? You kind of pulls her hair up. Is there any?
Now,
just the one still?
I'll do an eyeball check with my
Oh my
eyeballs.
God.
Romeo, you see a lot of bare back from Percy, as in like there's the midsection torso, not the other one. That's gross. No, that's just the one eye.
Oh, well.
Oh, just a 3.
Well, the
Just
three,
the
but
one on the back.
on the back
The
of her
one
neck. Although you do see like you see something on the back of her back. It looks kind of like the beginnings of a tattoo.
Oh, what?
Percy, you never told me you had a tattoo.
Excuse me?
uh,
Of what?
kind of squints. I mean...
So you know how the first eye looked
Yeah.
before it like fully formed?
Yeah.
It's like several of those. Just of these lines in the back of Percy's like near the small of her back, especially like near the shoulder blades.
Don't like that.
Do they open?
Hey,
No.
No, yeah, Romeo like tries and runs his hand over them with a warning, of course, of I'm gonna touch them.
It feels really weird, Percy.
I was pretty sure your hand was going to be cold, but I forgot you're like a fucking heat.
Yeah, it's very warm. Even though his hand has been like probably against this very cold like metal.
Yeah, this bitch got
He
fired.
is always warm.
Yeah.
It feels weird to you,
Warm,
Percy, because it
warm.
does not feel like how it
It feels like someone's running a hand over my eyes.
kind of like that. And
I have a
Romeo,
question-
it
I have another
feels
question.
bumpy.
I have another question, Mel.
Mhm.
Hey, my portent? Hey, should I roll my port?
Is it important to port it?
We important.
I guess this is week 2 at this point, so you know what? Sure.
Yeah, I just feel like now is a good
Yeah.
mechanical time for it.
It's a good
Great,
mechanical time for it.
great.
Those are good
Gl-
rolls. And if you want to roll your portent right now, sure. Let me give you something for that. So, Percy, as Romeo, this like weird sensation over your back. It feels bad. It feels very bad. It feels like something warm is touching your eyeball.
Oh my god!
Sorry.
It feels like.
Oh my god!
If you've ever had like a pet lick your face when you close your eyes, it's kind of like that, but not a tongue, obviously. It's just something warm touching something that does not feel like it should be touched.
It's gonna be
So-
more
so-
eyes.
Sorry, they
It's
looked
more
flat. I thought they'd
Oh
be
my
flat.
god!
And as you roll your portent, as this is happening, Romeo, you see Percy's the eye on the back of her neck flash open, and you see like these tattoos. They don't move, but they sort of kind of glow. This like very dim orange light.
Didn't mean to make you mad. Why are you glowing? Stop.
And
Glowing?
Percy, you are out as soon as you say "Am I glow?" You're
Am
out
I
of it.
glow?
And you see something. Your vision goes up and up and up, further and further, reaching out into basically the ceiling of this cavern, the cavern that, Marm's Pithy is housed in. And mine's in creative mode, yeah. And you are looking down. And you see the bridge with all of these eyes sort of blinking back up at you. But this time you're not scared, you're not concerned. What you are concerned with is you see movement. You see a lot of movement, and you're looking further across the city now. This is the highest perspective you've gotten, and you see these packs of these metallic creatures dripping with this oil, and they are moving. They're not moving towards your location, but they seem to be spreading out from a central position, and that seems to be in the middle of the city. And
Are they structured in the way they're spreading out?
it is like they are organized.
Okay.
There is effectively a marching order. They follow in like the single file line, and when they spread out efficiently.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It is almost militaristic.
Okay, cool.
And that is what you see. Before your vision kind of shakes a little bit. And as it shakes a little bit, you realize that's because the cavern that your vision is situated from is vibrating. And you hear something shriek, and it is a inhuman, bestial sound. Not robotic this time, just raw, animalistic rage. And you feel yourself falling, and then your vision snaps back.
Percy goes, I'm glowing, like kind of fucking slumps forward, like almost falls off the table.
Hey.
And then, are you kidding me? We're gonna be under attack.
What?
Yeah, oh god. So I'm pretty sure I can see the future, because of the third eye. You know how it is sometimes. So they're searching for something, I'm pretty sure. There were packs, I don't know if this is future or current, but there are packs of mechanical creatures from a central point in the city, spreading out in very mechanical waves. I assume they're going to be searching for us specifically. Or
You notice. I was trying to mention it, but I was trying to imply it, but you notice that they specifically aren't actually heading towards your location.
Yeah,
They're spreading out throughout the city.
But they're not specifically heading towards us, but are they specifically avoiding us?
Give me a wisdom check.
Wouldn't it be it? Because I'm figuring it out.
If you want to go with a more strategic, I guess it makes sense. Depending,
Like,
either
just
or.
logically.
Never mind.
Or, no, it wasn't an in check.
It's hard. It's very hard to say. It definitely looks like they are structured. You didn't see any of them heading towards your location, though. So you don't know if you're under attack. It seems like they're just spreading out.
The
But
university's not under attack. The city as a whole is being more thoroughly infested with these things. And also there's some giant beast, not a mechanical one, which could technically be a good thing, but it's also very angry.
So not a good thing.
Apparently not a good thing, no.
Well, if there's some big beast in the middle of town spreading out smaller horrible beasts, I think we might know what we have to beat up.
Well, the big beast I don't think is in control of them because it's the mechanical I don't even know. I'm okay. I will say I might have just passed out from stress and like fantasized all of this. Probably not though.
I'm gonna go by all of your spooky divination eyes glowing right before you pass out.
They were all glow. That's what was glowing? Okay, cool,
Yeah.
great.
It also seems like a weirdly specific hallucination to have.
Also, have you seen the mechanical beast that you've seen? Or is it just more frogs and birds?
They are of all different shape and size at this point.
It's
hard to make out like specifically what they are, but it is now like this entourage.
It's probably some things we haven't seen, all the things we have seen.
That's probably a bit too ornate for you to just think that up.
Yes, I wasn't serious. I'm pretty sure that...
Is it Marm's Pithy, the city it's coming out of?
Yes, it was in the city.
Oh dear.
God, I don't even think this is related to the Dreadnought, so I'm just really confused about these eyes things. I'm gonna be like completely real with all of you. This has never happened before. I don't understand it at all, and I don't even think it's the Dreadnought.
Well, I don't think Juby's whole thing is the Dreadnought either.
Like, she has a god she can point at and go, that one did... I'm just getting eyes.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I mean, it's a gain, really.
I'm sorry for your gain.
I was gonna say that, fuck.
You can say it.
You can still say it.
No. Like
I'll take back mine.
No, she looks like she's about to open her mouth. Romeo says that, and then she kind of goes like, "Oh." I'm
say it all the time. I think that's funnier.
No, yeah, we say it at the same time. That's the funny one. And Romeo actually smiles, and it reaches his eyes this time.
Hey, where the fuck do you think those bandages are? Like, did they put them on the moon?
You hear this like rapid, shallow exhaling, and you hear a knock on the door, and then somebody go, "Why the fuck am I knocking?" And she
Romeo opens the door for her.
You look at Winnie, Dr. Winnie, and she looks exhausted. She's covered in sweat, and she's just carrying this massive, like, bag that's full of bandages. And she looks at you and she said, "Sorry, most of them were in the medical ward. I couldn't... I'm sorry."
Do you want to sit down? Do you...
No, I'm good.
Most of us have stood up by now.
Your mostly bare asses have been on that for a while, so I'm good, actually. Thank you. I'm not exactly a marathon distance runner. Sorry about that.
Thinks about back when she was fucking running through the city. Could have fooled me.
I had my staff that time. I left my staff in my office because I didn't want it here, cluttering everything. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me.
You should probably go get it then.
No, don't make her go another place.
Over to you.
And like he's laughing while he's saying that, like.
Blake looks at you, turns around, leaves the room.
No.
If we're going to be attacked, then that...
The staff is definitely a good thing to have, but also, they weren't headed towards this place specifically, so this is probably going to be more of an information thing that's useful for the future course of actions that we... Oh, God.
She's already left.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, she wasn't talking.
She's
Did
good.
Did she take the medical bag?
She did. No, she left it. She almost took it, but she did leave it. So it's there if you want to bandage yourself up. You're not bleeding anymore, though. So.
Maybe clean.
No, but it's
the
Percy.
blood a lot.
From her hand still.
I don't have that much pressure on my hand. Just enough to break skin. I wanted to make sure I didn't know you'd been injured.
Man, imagine if you bled on
You look genuinely injured though. Fucking Percy like looks like she's about to do something with the med, and then realizes she has one fucking arm and goes, "Okay, maybe not me. Maybe not me."
No,
I
can do it.
I've bled out more than this. You've seen me bleed out more than this.
Yes, but you only have a limited amount of blood, Romeo. We want to keep in as much of it in there as we can.
You bandage up, Romeo.
I don't know. At some points, I think I have. This is actually how it looks.
This is actually how it looks.
The doctor said all my bleeding was internal. That's what the blood's supposed to be.
Romeo would say that. No, he genuinely
would.
He would. He's stupid.
We want to keep as much blood as you have in you, so you don't have to make more.
Medicine vibe check. Hello.
I mean,
you bandage him up. You put the bandage on, and he's bandaged now.
Thanks.
You know, I never thought about why does bleeding internally bad?
Well,
that's what I said.
No, the blood goes where it's not supposed to go. You know, there's blood in some places, and there's not blood in others. Right? There's no blood in your eyes, so you don't want that there.
Oh, you're right.
Blood in your eyes.
No, I think.
Look, I'm explaining it to Oro.
That makes sense. I wouldn't want blood in my eyes. Everything I'd see would be red.
Oro,
Yes,
exactly. You don't bleed like traditionally. You're a Goliath.
What do Goliaths bleed, Mel?
Then why is bleeding internally bad?
Well, I mean, I assume you have organs, right? Hey, how much do I know about Goliaths? Do they got organs?
Just roll me an int check. Just roll me an int
I've been rolling like shit.
Who knows?
Today.
I mean, they're made. Here's the thing.
Then I roll an int check. No.
Yeah, sure. Okay. One more person roll me an int check. Try it.
I don't think I would.
Or would you like to roll the int check?
I don't think I'm legally allowed to.
I don't think Oro knows whether or not they have organs.
Does anybody else want to do it?
Would anyone else
I don't
know
think anyone knows
enough about Goliaths to be able to make this int check?
I was just rolling because Percy might have read a book about it, but I don't think she had.
You know that Goliaths are made like clay dolls? So...
You might not have organs?
They might not have organs?
I don't know enough about Goliaths, I'm going to be honest, Oro.
Should we ask Winnie?
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. Does she
turn
know?
back, there is a Winnie-shaped cloud because she left to get her staff.
Later, though. We'll ask her later. Ora, do you know anything about Goliaths?
If I did,
No, I said Ora. Sorry.
Oh, okay. My head turns on 80 degrees like an Exorcist movie.
Ora, I don't actually know. Do you? Okay. No, the question about I was going to ask.
Are you going to ask me if I know how to read?
No, I wasn't going to ask that. I was going to ask if you're formally educated, which is a nicer way of saying it. But yeah.
Which is a nice
I
way of
assume
way.
you know how to read because you've had like.
I will roll an int check.
I know you know how to read. Like, you read like the note from someone. You were looking at a piece of paper. And I assume you know how to read. I'm just.
You know how to read. Remember, or you definitely weren't formally educated. Remember?
Yeah, definitely not. But also 18.
Also 18. Like, you're smart. You're competent. You're very literate in the languages that you do know. But you would never receive like formal education because that's just not how Aragonasi do.
Yeah, I was.
God, that reminds me about how in 3.5 edition, barbarians like came with illiteracy.
Yeah, they were out of the box with illiteracy, huh?
Barbarians.
That's funny as hell.
I forgot. It's just a fun fact that I remember.
Multi-class into barbarian, forget how to read.
I think that might have been how it was.
No! Why would that be how it works?
Well, Doc, I don't know what happened. I got real mad once, and then I
forgot how to read.
It's Sounds like a stroke, babe.
Multi-classed into barbarian is just having a stroke. This is bad.
How did we get here?
Well, screen wipe. We go to the next scene. Never.
Winnie, come back.
Winnie, come
Yeah,
home.
she comes back with her staff, but she's walking extra slow this time to make a point of it. And she's back now, and she looks and she says, "All right, are we done? Are we having fun? Was that fun
Yes.
for everyone?"
Well, that wasn't fun, but I'm having fun.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you. You know what? I've
but
got my
I wanna-
steps in for the day, so I'm happy. I'm staying so fit today. Fantastic.
Do you want me to make your job a little bit easier for before we go into this? Because I feel like there's gonna be a lot of moments where you're like, "Oh, that's not good." You feel like, like, "Oh, you should tell us about these things that are happening."
Give me a brief overview, but I do actually have to do a mitigate.
Okay, I have multiple eyes now. More of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Jubilee grows lichen. Lichen? How are you pronouncing it, Jubilee?
I'm going to say lichen because I've always said it lichen.
How do you say it, Jubilee?
Yeah, I said
Chicken.
lichen.
You're growing chicken. Okay, very good.
Not
Which
yet.
First, the Jubilee or the egg.
You grew
Alright.
a worm, didn't you?
There was a worm at one point. I don't know if that was just hanging
I
out.
think that might just be a parasite. You might have just gotten an ear parasite.
No, it was like a worm. Like it was like a real worm.
Like a catchy tune.
Oh.
Romeo starts laughing.
You know what? You could just figure out the rest of it when you. There's too much.
There was a
Right.
worm.
Yes, I've heard so far that there was a worm. Yes.
Oro's growing their fingers back.
Yes, that's great.
Oro, how is that? Percy kind of nervous. I was like, I can't ask about the shadow demon in polite company. That's rude.
How transition to how is the fingers?
Romeo, is there anything weird besides the heart thing and the leg thing?
I don't know. I haven't done my own Romeo certified medical test, so.
Well, then we'll let her discover it.
Yeah, no, why don't you explain to me the sort of structure of your medical examination so I can maybe take notes? And then sort of
I
it was
look
a-
at parts that are weird and go, man, that's weird.
Okay, very interesting. I'm going to jot. Hold on, I'm just gotta jot this.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's really
jot this
important.
down.
One
Yeah, hold on.
professional to another.
Yeah,
Great
no, hold on.
bit, guys.
Let me just grab. Okay.
I will say,
I need to concentrate on writing this.
I
down.
will say, with my multiple eyes that I now have, I've seen disaster forecoming. So, as much as I would love to be in here for longer, I do think we do need to prepare for what I've just seen that's going to happen at some point.
She just looks so tired when you say all of this. Like,
yeah,
the more you say, the more
I'm going
tired
to
she
just
looks.
leave the description of the disaster for a little bit because it's not immediately threatening, but also we really should probably should hurry this one up a little bit.
Right, okay. No, alright. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, look, I'm shirtless. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. Perfect. Fantastic. Thank you. I know. Alright. Is there anything else?
Probably.
Just continue, please.
Sure. Alright. No. Okay. Jesus. I need to think about where I was. Oh yeah, arms up real quick. What?
Arm up.
Arm
yeah,
up.
Let me get a. I'll help you with this one, Percy. I'm quite sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Let me. Oh, see, this is the one that's of interest. Oh my God, it's all the way down here. And she just sort of starts poking around a little bit. Occasionally bringing you like there's like a curtained off section of the room for like more like specific.
Yeah.
A privacy curtain. Is there anything else that anybody wants to do?
I think we're just waiting at this point, right?
Yeah, I think we're just.
We are examined.
You are examined. Oh shit. Okay, because I kind of.
What's
This
up?
is an unfortunate situation because I do need to end it a little bit early. but both Roob and Puns are gone.
And funny leaves. Funny leaf bit?
Funny leaf bit, Roob
I
is
still have
recording.
that acorn.
You still have that acorn. Do you examine the acorn?
Yes, I'm going to examine the acorn.
Okay, you examine the acorn while... Now, I assume this is not while you are being examined.
No, not while I'm doing. No.
Okay, fantastic. You take out the acorn, probably while, I don't know, Oro's behind the privacy curtain. You look at the acorn, and then you realize the top. You can twist it off. Oh, and then you pull off the top, and what's inside? It's a Kinder Egg.
What? What?
Real?
No, no, I'm making a joke, guys.
I don't grow Kinder eggs.
Seriously though, like, what is with this acorn? Is it like...
Jubilee, you can roll me a nature check if you want.
I cast Identify Acorn.
You cast Identify Acorn.
Wish I had a better nature roll. This feels not correct.
Okay, Percy, you examine the
I
acorn.
snoop.
You snoop at the acorn. So you're examining this acorn. I mean, it looks kind of like everything that Jubilee is sort of like, produced, I guess, before it is perfectly
face
normal.
on it?
Yeah, there's a little face of Jubilee's, and it looks really cute, and it's like a little chibi face, and it's got the peace sign up, and it's like,
man.
hi. And that's what it says. No, it's like... It's getting late. No, it's like it seems like otherwise a pretty normal acorn. There's not a whole lot in terms of like features and stuff. I mean, if you open it, the insides look a little bit like underformed. If that makes sense. Like it doesn't look fully grown and developed.
Huh. So it probably could
fell off
grow a
early.
tree.
Probably not. I will say with that nature check, you can just make the base assumption that this is infertile, and that from what you've observed of like what Jubilee has done, everything she produces should be infertile. But you have noticed that those things that she was making earlier that sprouted from the ground when her like leaves dropped, like where they dropped like little tiny plants sprouted in episode 2, I believe, when you were just entering the cave.
Yeah.
What? What is that, Buns?
Can I
Can
get
I get
a
burger? You go up to the Fantasy McDonald's. What do you each order?
Burger.
Jubilee gets nuggets.
We should switch pages to if we're just waiting for.
Yeah. Let's switch pages. Let's go back to
Because we are ending a little bit early.
We might have to. Oh God, making a cut sucks though. That's a shame.
Yeah.
It is more difficulty than worth. It's fine. Hey, if you're still watching this right now, there's not going to be any more content, so you can dip. It's fine.
You can dip. We love you. We
We
appreciate
just don't
you.
want
love
like
you.
we
We
just don't want
appreciate
to
you.
go. We just don't want to go through the effort of editing it because I don't have any good editing software. It takes a long time to download and re-upload things.
Sometimes somebody get Google Video too. Somebody
Thanks.
get somebody
Thanks, Mel. You got it.
I miss
think-
Rabbit.
What is? Rabbit's not a video editor, I don't think.
Opens video editor in Rabbit.
He goes to an online MP3 converter in Rabbit.
Loads
That's
YouTube
Rabbit's
MP3s in
That's-
Rabbit.
The best part is I think that would make it Rabbit's file now, so they just get
Oh my
fucking
God.
random
That's
MP3.
why Rabbit died because too many people were downloading.
So many
MP3s
people were
off of
downloading
YouTube.
Megalovania and not understanding, so they just kept downloading it, and their entire server was full of Megalovania.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
Ba-ba-ba-da-da. I haven't done Megalovania in this campaign yet. I need to do
I
that.
feel like this.
No, continue.
Megalovania, but instead of fighting Sans with one blue eye, we're fighting the Dreadnought. And it's just
Yeah, and it's sort of like the same, except it's red, and there's one
they don't actually
lose
apparently
literacy if you multi-class. Oh, thank God.
they don't lose literacy. Any
They
3.5
explicitly do
barbarian
not.
They have to specify that they do not lose literacy.
They automatically get literacy if they go into another class, which is fun.
That is fun.
You get a single level in Wizarding.
Wow, I learned how to read!
You learn how to read.
We're ending a little bit early, so cut that recording quick.
Oh shit, what?
Sorry,
See you
bye.
guys. You're all great.
Bye, I guess. I miss you.
I miss you
I
and
miss
I love
you.
you and I miss you.
And out.